Hey, horse racing fans, welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Horses. It's that time of year where we have the Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby races. Today's episode, I'm going to be going into the Kentucky Oaks card, mainly the pick 5 that includes the Kentucky Oaks, basically races 7 through 11, giving you my top pick and my long shots for each race in the later card. And we're going to kick it off with race 7, the Edgewood Stakes, going 1.16 miles on the turf for 3-year-olds. And like I've always done, I'm giving you my top pick and long shot for each one of these. And this one is a definite top pick and probably a single. And a lot of tickets is going to be number 6, Aunt Pearl, with Florent Giroux aboard. Just been unbeaten, 3 for 3 lifetime. Coming in here, coming off a win out of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Fillies turf just looks like a really great horse for a 3-year-old, and one that just seems fitting coming in, and not much else is going to be able to probably run with her. Posting a big 101 speed figure the last time out. Coming off a decent sized layoff, however, but I still think that she's just too much class for any of the other horses in here. But I'm going to try to make a little money and go with a long shot, maybe as a place bet or a show bet, and try to maybe wrap it in with an exacta, and that is Barista for Joel Rosario and James Baker. The horse is 5-2 lifetime. Ran in some smaller stakes races, so it's going to have to definitely step up in class. Really had success at its maiden level in an allowance race. Once it did step up in stakes action, however, it did struggle, but I think Joel Rosario may be a better fit for this filly, and we can only see what can happen. It's Kentucky Oaks Day, so big prices have been known to show up before. I have my second pick in here, Zagel, with Luis Saez for Todd Pletcher, but again, I'm sticking with Aunt Pearl as my top pick and my single to kick off this pick 5 card for Kentucky Oaks Day. Oh, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, this episode I'm drinking a little bit of Jim Beam Red Stag Black Cherry. So make sure to pick some up because, hey, Kentucky Derby time is the time for a little bit of bourbon and whiskey. So, cheers. Here we go. We're going on to race 8. This is a great race card here. I'm kind of going to go away from She Dares the Devil as my top pick. I'm going to use her as my second pick, and I'll come back to her. But my top pick in here is going to be Dunbar Road with Irad Ortiz and Chad Brown. Irad's just riding really well right now. The horse is 11-6 lifetime. Ran in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Finished third behind Montemayor and Valiance. But 2 times back before that, won the Delaware Handicap in the Shawnee Stakes. Posting some decent speed figures in there. And that was a grade 2 race that it got its last win. But definitely one to consider with Chad Brown coming in here definitely on Oaks Day. So using Dunbar Road as my top pick, but also going to go with what'll probably be the favorite in here, number 2, She Dares the Devil, 8-5 on the morning line for the front. Giroux and Brad Cox, 12-6 lifetime. Kind of most famously known for that Kentucky Oaks win last year, beating out a couple of her other companions, Swiss Skydiver and Gamine, and then kind of followed that up with a third place finish in the Jumont Spinster, and then come back in the Azari Stakes at Oaklawn Park for a first place there, posting a 111, beating out Latruska, who we just know beat Montemayor and Swiss Skydiver. So watch out for this race, a great betting race. I may go too deep in here with these two, and I may throw in my third pick, which I believe is my long shot pick. I don't think I threw a third horse in here. So my third pick will be the 5 Paris Lights with Tyler Gaffalione for Wilmot. The horse is 5-4 lifetime, so kind of has a decent win percentage. Has won 4 in a row. Won the Grade 3 Distaff Handicap last time out. Beat out Portal Creek and On Her Way as the favorite there with Junior Alvarado aboard. Posted an 89 speed figure. Kind of got its first grade 3 win. And then 2 times back, ran in the American Oaks at Saratoga, and got its first grade 1 win. So a horse that could play spoiler with these other 2 in here. So I think I'm gonna have to use Paris Lights, just because the consistency seems to be there, and the horse is really running well, and maybe at a good price to get that second leg of the pick 5 kicked off and the start of the pick 4 even better. Moving on, race 9. The 8 Bells Stakes, going 7 furlongs here on the dirt for 3-year-old fillies. This is a grade 2 stakes race for $300,000. As you can see, number 1 is going to be my long shot pick, Make Mischief. Depending on the money situation that I use in my pick 5 and pick 4, I may throw this horse in here. Just based off of Tyler Gaffalione and Mark Casse, when these 2 seem to get together, they could either play spoiler or kind of come in for a big price. So we'll see what happens there. The horse is 4-3 in 2021, so some positive numbers so far this year. And then just kind of look at some of the races. I mean, yeah, last time out it was an $82,000 allowance. 3 times back was $100,000 Mattie May Stakes at Aqueduct. It won that race. Posting an 80 speed figure, so a little bit not necessarily a big speed horse, but just a horse that could easily possibly get out there, press the pace, or even get out to the lead and see if the other horses can run her down. And then one time before that was another allowance race that it won as well. So Tyler Gaffalione is going to get the mount for the first time on this horse. So I don't see any issues with the jockey change here, especially with Tyler coming aboard. I'll kind of skip down to my top pick before I kind of go backwards and work the opposite way. So I'm kind of going to the outside here with my top pick, and that's number 10, Day Out of the Office. For Gerardo Corrales and Timothy Ham, sorry. Second last time out in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. First time out before that in the Frizzett Stakes, a grade 1. So definitely has that grade 1 capability and the grade 1 experience. However, this is the first start for the horse in 2021, so it gets that big layoff since the Breeders' Cup. So that could be a big question here. Is the layoff going to help or hurt the horse? I really don't see any issues with the layoff, and finished second last time out in that Breeders' Cup Fillies sprint, getting beat out by Vaquist. Definitely one that has class and that's going to easily be one of the top betting choices. A daughter out of Into Mischief, has some quality speed figures in the 90s, so that's why I'm using her as my top pick. Second pick, going back towards the middle of the gate, I'm using Slumber Party with Arad Ortiz and Kelly Breen. I just like the horse's past 2 races. The horse has only raced 2 races. But anyways, kind of that $150,000 grade 3 stakes race, the Beaumont at Keeneland, getting beat out by 20 Carat. I thought the horse really showed some promise there, coming back off of the second start, going straight to a grade 3 after breaking its maiden. Just showed the class that this daughter Malibu Moon can have for Gary and Mary West, and one to watch out for in this race that could easily play spoiler with Arad Ortiz. And third pick is going to be Super Sensational, a daughter out of Curlin for Johnny Velasquez and Mark Casse. So far in 2021, not really a great start, 3-0, with a second and a third place finish. The third was in the Fairground Oaks back in March, getting beat out by Travel Column and Clary, who are in the Kentucky Oaks later in the card. And then the time before that, also getting beat out by Clary and Travel Column. So obviously Super Sensational could have been pointed to the Kentucky Oaks if it weren't for getting beat those 2-time backs in the Rachel Alexander and the Fairground Oaks. So that's why I'm throwing it in here. I'm kind of running with the Oaks company, so maybe something special about this horse. So that's kind of why I'm throwing it in. Definitely going to use it in the pick 5 ticket that will be on the Bourbon and Horse Racing website, so make sure to check that out. The link will be in the comments. Getting closer to the Kentucky Oaks. Moving on to race 10. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to get all the racing action and racing analysis that we do here, Bourbon and Horse Racing. Kentucky Derby video coming up shortly, so make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you get that when that drops. Race 10, we have the turf sprint going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. A grade 2 stakes race for 3-year-olds and up for $250,000. My top pick in here is going to be number 3, Faya, who's 7.5 lifetime, earning over $180,000. Has a career best 109 speed figure that last time out in the Crown Canterbury Stakes, which was a $25,000 stakes race. So kind of stepping up in class. Has the wins, has 5 wins in a row so far. Last win coming in December, so kind of has that decent sized layoff for Thomas Albertrani. Luis Saez is going to get the board here. He was on it last time out. So definitely a horse that she seems to be in great form right now, and maybe the one that could be the post-time favorite, and could be a heavy favorite coming in. So I'm using her for sure. One that I considered, but I kind of left off here, was Just Might. So be ready to throw in Just Might on your tickets if money allows it and your budget is able. Just a horse that I kind of like based off of her last starts and the condition that she's in. But my second pick is going to be Fast Boat. 7-2 for Arad Ortiz and Joe Sharp. Horse has 23 starts and 8 wins. 2-1 so far in 2021 with that win the last time out in the turf sprint at Houston back in January. So it gets not as long of a layoff as my top pick, but still gets a decent sized layout. Has tremendous amounts of starts, 23 starts, 22 on the turf. Seems to favor the turf and seems to favor Churchill with that one win at Churchill in the past. Another one to consider would be Diamond Oops, so just be prepared to throw that one on your card if you have a little extra. And again, just check out the betting guides come Friday morning that I'll post on the Bourbon and Horse Racing website, and they'll be in the link in the comments. So just check those out to see what else I throw on there to add to your betting ticket. And my third pick will be Karatari for Julian Leparoux and Brian Lynch. 18-6 lifetime, 2-1-1 so far in 2021, with a decent speed figure, 98 last time out in the Silks Run Stakes at Gulfstream Park, a $75,000 race. Has ran in a grade 2 stakes race and a grade 3 a couple years ago. So we'll just see. The horse has ran with the other company of some of the ones that I've mentioned with Fast Boat, Diamond Oops, and Just Might. So definitely one to think about to throw in on your tickets as well. And here we go, the Kentucky Oaks for Friday, the main race for Friday on Kentucky Oaks Day, going 1 1/8 for the 3-year-old fillies for $1.2 million. And I think this shapes up to be a great betting race. If you can go 4 deep, I think you almost have to go 4 deep in here. My third pick, and one that I'm probably going to use, is Clary for Tyler Gaffalione and Steve Asmussen. Kind of battled back and forth with Travel Column, who's one that I'm either going to leave off or use. I haven't decided yet. Just those two have been going back and forth so often that it's hard to pick one that's going to outduel the other one. It looks like it might be Clary's turn to outduel Travel Column, so we'll see what happens there. One that I may put on my ticket is Crazy Beautiful, just as a long shot play for Jose Ortiz and Kenneth McPeak. The horse is 7-3 lifetime. Kind of won last time out in the Gulfstream Park Oaks. Definitely going to use the horse in some trifectas and some exactas. And there's Travel Column that I said I'm kind of up in the air with Brad Cox if I'm going to use her or not. I think if money allows it, I'm going to throw her on there. But I'm kind of getting to my top pick, which is one way on the outside. And I'm going to kind of shy away from the favorite in here in Malathat for Johnny V and Todd Pletcher. I'm going to go with Search Results as my top pick for Arad Ortiz and Chad Brown. The horse has just been perfect, done nothing wrong. 3 for 3 lifetime. Winner of the Gazelle Stakes and the Busher Invitational Stakes. Has some monster speed figures in 103 and 101. So there's the cap to the Kentucky Oaks Day. So make sure you to subscribe, hit